All right, all right. So we will start now. Okay. So once again, a very good evening to all of you. My name is Shubhi Chaube, and these classes are arranged for all of you, or for all the new bankers, for free by Vicky Suman sir. So it is to help you all clear the JIIB exam in whatever attempt it is for you. If it is the first attempt, in the first attempt, if you have already appeared for it and now you're appearing again. So the purpose is to help you all clear this exam. Now, we were discussing the first module of this accounting paper. Now, what I'll do, I'll continue from where we left off in the previous session. So, the generally accepted accounting principles we are going to discuss, but before that, we were covering um, the accounting standards. So there are a lot of accounting standards, and yes, we need to put in extra efforts to mug it up, to remember all those. So I tried in the previous session, I tried to make it simple for you by explaining those concepts, some of those concepts. Now, it would be a lot if we cover each and every accounting principle in detail like that. So if there is any particular principle that you are having difficulty in remembering, you can let me know. So we can discuss about that. All right. Now let me share the slide. Okay, so this is the slide. I hope it is visible to all of you. Okay. So we have discussed about the purpose of accounting in the previous session and accounting standards in India. Then what are the functions? And then we have discussed the AS1, AS2, AS3, AS4. And from AS5, I would request you all to have a look at all the principles. I have compiled it all here, so that whenever you want to study, you have it all in one place. So all these principles are written, you can just go through it, and at the end of the day, what kind of questions are asked, they are like, what does accounting standard 17, let's say accounting standard 17 talks about, so something like that. So we need to come up with a mechanism to mug it up in some way. So this is the full list of accounting standards that are mandatory. Then there are three non-mandatory accounting standards as well. So AS 30, 31, and 32 are non-mandatory, that you need not to follow always. Okay. So now, I have come up with two tricks that you can use to memorize these, because at the end of the day, it is about memorizing. So, how you can, and one more thing, I would really want to tell you all that definitely question comes from this area. So, one or two question would be there from accounting standards, that what does this particular accounting standard talks about. So, just go through all these concepts and all these accounting standards, and if you face difficulty in remembering any one of these, you can tell me, I'll explain it in detail to you. And if you want me to explain each and every of these accounting standards, we can do that as well. But I just thought that it would be really time consuming and it would be a waste of your time if I go in deep for each and every accounting standard. So that's why I am continuing from the next thing, that is the trick to remember these. So what are the tricks? You can categorize them by themes. So you can group the standards by their themes, and it is going to help you recall them together. So for example, asset related. So accounting standard 2 talks about inventories. I've explained it in the previous session. Then there is accounting standard 10 that talks about the property, plant, and equipment. That is also a part of asset. Then there is accounting standard 13 that talks about the investment. So even if you don't remember the exact thing, in exam, if you have this categorized, that okay, asset related are AS2, AS10, AS13, AS16, and then we have this one, AS26, AS28. So these are the asset related ones. In exam, since there are so many, so in exam mostly you'll be able to eliminate the options if you remember it like this. So asset related 2, 10, 13, 16, 26, 28. These are asset related. Okay, so you can eliminate the answer, the incorrect options, and you can get to the right answer in this way. Then financial statement and reporting related are AS3, that is the cash flow statement, as I've explained in the previous session. Then we have AS5, that is net profit or loss for that period related. 17, segment reporting, that is again reporting related. AS21 is consolidated financial statement, that is again financial statement and reporting related. And AS25, that is interim financial reporting. So how the related ones are here, the financial statement and reporting related: 3, 5, 17, 21, and 25. Specific transaction related, AS7 is there: 9, 18, 19, 20, 27. So if we mug it up, we write it in a diary and mug it up in this way, it is going to be easier for us, and mostly we'll be able to answer the question that is asked in the exam. Okay. And then the next one, employee and government related, AS12 and 15. So government grants and employee benefit. Okay. Then tax and changes related, 11 and 22. Easy, 11 and just double 22. So foreign exchange rate and accounting for taxes on income. Then contingency and provision related, AS4, as I've talked about in the previous session, and 29. So these are two for the contingency and provision related. Okay. All right. Now the next trick that you can use to remember it all is by using the mnemonic device. So this is the most common thing. This is the most common. We have been like when we were in school and we used to like mug up the periodic table, elements of periodic table. We used to come up with our own mnemonics to remember it. I remember mine. It was really funny. I am sure you all must all have used it somewhere in your throughout your academic career. So that is about this one. You can create a mnemonic device to remember it, like crisp FECCC. So this cash flow statement is this AS3. Then revenue recognition 9. So you can just go through these mnemonics, or you can create your own. That would be better. When we create our own mnemonic now, it is more probable that we will remember it. So yes, you can use that as well. All right. Now some MCQs that I have created. Now, can you all, I want your participation now. Can you all write down the answer to the first question, that what does AS2 deal with? Is it revenue recognition, valuation of inventory, accounting for government grants, or borrowing costs? Try to eliminate the options, try to come up with the right answer. I'll just wait for your answer before I proceed with the right answer. And I really want your participation in this, that in that way you'll be able to remember it for a longer time. Plus, you don't need to be correct always. It is good that we make mistakes, and if we answer some questions incorrectly, we are going to remember it, the correct answer, for really long, believe me. So please try to answer this one. The first question, I'm going to wait for answers from all of you. So what does AS2 deals with? Tell me. Everyone. I have explained it, but no worries if you don't, if you were not able to attend that class. Try randomly, just try to answer it randomly. I'm looking for your comments, and I would really want you all to write down your answers. It would make me feel that you all are listening. So please answer the question. Okay, I got one answer, two answers. Okay, that's great. That's great. So for the first one, perfect answer by Masanji. So that's great. Yes, it is related to the valuation of inventories. Let me give you a quick recap. So accounting standard 2 under this Indian accounting standard primarily deals with the accounting treatment and valuation of inventories, like the stock of goods that is held by an entity for sale in ordinary course of business. Okay, so what is the purpose? It aims to ensure that the inventories are valued appropriately. I've given you the example that, let's say, the cost that I'm incurring is 50 on creating a particular flavor of ice cream, and let's say people are not liking my ice cream, so I had to sell it at 30 rupees. Now the reporting should be proper, the proper adjustment need to be made so that the final financial statements does not report it incorrectly. So if I take 50 rupee only, that okay, this is the cost, and based on that I'm uh, calculating the profit, but in reality I have sold it for 30 rupees. So something like that should not happen. So this AS2 aims to ensure that inventories are valued appropriately on the balance sheet, reflecting their economic substance and avoiding the overstatement of asset and profit. Okay, so that is about this one. So what it does, so AS2 requires you to it basically requires the inventories to be measured at the lower of the cost and net realizable value. Cost, let's say I was spending 50 rupees to create that ice cream, but net realizable value, that means the actual value at which I'm selling it, let's say I had to sell it at 30. So I have to take the lower of it, so that means I'll have to go with 30. So this cost include all the cost that I have incurred in bringing the inventory to their present location and condition. Net realizable value is the estimated selling price in the ordinary course of business. So less the estimated cost of completion and the selling expenses. All so that's why we are using the term net. Okay. So that is about this one. All right. I hope it is clear. Now for the next question, let's see. Surya ji has answered. So let us just first see the question, and then we will talk about the right answer. So question number 2 ask you, which accounting standard is related to the cash flow statements? Now I have received one answer. Let's see if anyone else wants to answer. So yes, this question is perfectly answered by Surya ji and Masthan ji. So yes, this is perfect. It deals with the accounting standard that is related to cash flow statement is the accounting standard 3. So it is specifically related to the cash flow statement under the Indian accounting standard. It provides the guidelines for the preparation and the presentation of the cash flow statement. Okay, so all the information about the cash inflows, cash outflows of an entity during a specific period of time. Okay, so it outlines the classification of cash flow into three types. We have talked about it: operating, investing, and financing activities, as well as the preparation method and disclosure requirement for the cash flow statement. This is about the AS3. I hope everyone is clear about this. Now, question number 3. AS10, that means Accounting Standard 10, focuses on which of the following? Please answer, everyone. Although we have not talked about it, but you can make a guess. AS10. Okay, very nice, very nice. So yes, it is the it focuses on the accounting for fixed asset. So what are fixed asset? Like the property, plant, equipment. So that means option number B is the right answer. Perfect, perfect answer, perfect. So that is option number B. So let me just give you a brief of it. So when I talk about the AS, although I think in the next page I have written these questions in a more clear way, but let us just continue with this. So the standard basically provide the guidelines on the recognition, measurement, and presentation and disclosure of the fixed asset in any financial statement. So criteria for recognizing the fixed asset, and then the measurement of the initial cost, subsequent expenditures, like if machinery gets failed, so for the repair cost, maintenance cost, something like that. Depreciation, every asset gets depreciated unless it's some that